Imagine this for a second. You wake up tomorrow, open your laptop, and discover that the very skills that once made you valuable, the ones that landed you jobs, got you promotions, maybe even earned you respect in your field, are suddenly outdated. That's not science fiction. That's the world we're living in right now. AI, automation, and massive global shifts are changing the game faster than most people realize. And here's the kicker. The professionals who thrive won't be the ones who resist change. They'll be the ones who can bend with it. And in this video, I want to unpack something that doesn't get enough attention. Adaptability. Not as a buzzword, not as a throwaway skill on your resume, but as your true superpower for future-proofing your career. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why adaptability is your most valuable asset and how to start building it into your daily life. And the simple steps you can take today to stay relevant in a world that refuses to sit still. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Thomas Schmidt, and I've spent over 3 decades as a technology and business executive, including roles as COO, CMO, VP Product, leading teams through multiple industry and technology disruptions. Now as a consultant, I work with organizations to optimize how they manage technology, streamline operations, and sharpen both marketing and product strategies. But I also help mid-career professionals reinvent their career for what's coming next. And that's why I make these videos, to give you practical insights that help you stay relevant, competitive, and excited about your future. So let's dive into it. Section 1, the Great Reset, why stability is a myth. So here's the first truth we need to face. Stability in your career is, quite frankly, a myth. For decades, we were sold on the idea that if you studied hard, picked the right profession, and put in the work, you'd be set for life. But that was the promise. And 2025 and beyond, well, that's not how the world works. Think about what's changed in the past 5 years. Retail has been completely disrupted. We've watched giant chains, names like Sears, Toys R Us, Bed Bath & Beyond, all disappear. And at the same time, e-commerce and last-mile delivery created entirely new categories of jobs. Media has been torn apart. Entire newsrooms have collapsed. Yet independent creators on YouTube, TikTok, and Substack are thriving. Some building multi-million-dollar platforms without ever having worked for traditional outlets. And of course, then there's AI. Tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and countless automation platforms have already reshaped law, marketing, coding, design, even medical research. And that's just in the last 5 years. So let me ask you, if entire industries can flip upside down in less than a decade, what does that mean for your skills, for your career path, and for the so-called stability you've been banking on? Well, here's the uncomfortable truth. Every skill has an expiration date. The question isn't if your role will change, it's when. But here's the good news. So when you stop chasing stability and start embracing adaptability, the whole game changes. So instead of fearing disruption, you need to start seeing it as an opportunity. Section 2, your inner chameleon, understanding adaptability. Now, when I say adaptability, I don't just mean rolling with the punches or updating your resume every few years. It goes much deeper than that. True adaptability has 3 layers. Cognitive flexibility. That's the ability to see things from multiple perspectives, to change how you look at a problem when the old way doesn't work. Emotional intelligence. Being aware of your own reactions and tuning into others' emotions when change is stressful. Proactive learning. Seeking out new knowledge before you're forced to. So let me give you an example. I knew a journalist who 10 years ago was covering politics for a major newspaper. Then came the budget cuts. Her role was gone overnight. But instead of clinging to a dying industry, she pivoted. She started learning data visualization and analytics. And she took those old storytelling skills and applied them to data dashboards. And today she's a senior strategist at a global consultancy. That's adaptability. Or think about teachers during the pandemic. Practically overnight, they had to transform their classrooms into Zoom calls. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. But many of them leaned into the tech. They experimented. They figured out how to make learning work online. And those teachers, well, they came out with a whole new set of career options, from edtech to instructional design. And here's what I want you to remember. Adaptability isn't about ignoring fear. Everyone feels fear when change comes. Adaptability is about reframing that fear. It's choosing to see change not as a threat, but as an invitation to grow. And when you see yourself as a chameleon, able to shift, adjust, and thrive in new environments, well, then you realize your value isn't tied to any one skill or job title, and it's tied to your ability to evolve. Section 3, the skill stacking blueprint. Always be learning. Okay, let's get practical. How do you actually build adaptability? Well, it comes down to one mindset. Always be learning. There's a concept I love called T-shaped skills. So imagine the letter T. The vertical bar represents your deep expertise, the one thing you know better than most people. And the horizontal bar represents a broad set of supporting skills, things that make you more versatile, things that connect your expertise to other fields. So let me give you a concrete example. Say your deep expertise is finance. That's the vertical bar. But what if you add skills like data analytics, presentation design, and leadership across the horizontal bar? Well, suddenly you're not just a finance person. You're a financial storyteller, a data-savvy leader, a strategic thinker. That's the magic of skill stacking. And the best part, you don't need a $50,000 master's degree to do this. Right now, there's endless free or low-cost resources available online. Coursera, edX, Udemy, for structured learning, and LinkedIn Learning and Google Micro-Credentials. Even industry reports and white papers. Seriously, some of the best insights are in free PDFs published by consulting firms. And here's the trick. Don't just build depth. You need to build breadth. So if you're in marketing, pick up consumer psychology. If you're in healthcare, learn data privacy. If you're in project management, add some design thinking. Because when industries shift, and they will, you won't be locked into one rigid role. You'll have multiple doors you can walk through. Section 4, navigating the unknown, mindset and resilience. Now, let's be real. It's easy to say embrace adaptability when life is smooth. But what about when things get tough? When you actually lose your job, or when your role is restructured, or when the industry you love starts shrinking? This is where mindset shift comes in. Adaptability isn't just about skills, it's about resilience, the willingness to keep moving forward even when the road feels uncertain. Now, I'll give you 2 quick stories. The first is a sales manager who was laid off after a company automated its process. And instead of spiraling, she decided to treat it like a project. She gave herself 3 months to retrain. She enrolled in a digital marketing bootcamp, learned the basics, and used her sales background to reposition herself. And today she runs her own consultancy. The second is an IT specialist. His job disappeared thanks to cloud automation. And at first, of course, he panicked, but instead of fighting the change, he leaned into it, and he became the cloud adoption coach for businesses. He turned what felt like a dead end into his niche. Notice something? In both cases, it wasn't the job loss that defined them. It was the mindset. So here's what resilience looks like in practice. You need to embrace discomfort. That uneasy feeling you get, well, that's growth. Reframe failure. Every setback teaches you something if you let it. And stay connected. Networking isn't just about job leads. It's about perspective. Other people navigating change can share lessons that shortcut your own journey. So when you treat every unknown as a training ground, setbacks stop being scary. They start being the fuel for your next chapter. Section 5, your future-proof toolkit. Actionable steps today. So let's bring this home together with something practical. Here's a simple 3-step toolkit you can start today to future-proof your career. Step 1, self-assessment. You need to get brutally honest about your skills. Which ones are timeless? Which are at the risk of being automated? Which industries are shrinking, which are growing? Step 2, targeted skills development. Pick one skill to deepen and one to broaden. Strengthen your vertical bar and stretch your horizontal bar. Step 3, strategic networking. Connect beyond your current circle. Talk to people in adjacent industries. Follow thought leaders outside of your lane. Attend cross-industry events, because often your next opportunity comes from the edge of your network, not the center of it. And here's my challenge for you. Don't just think about this video. Take action. Pick one skill you'll start learning this week. Just one. Could be a short course, a book, even a new software tool. But pick it and commit to it. Because here's the truth. Career security isn't about avoiding change. It's about mastering it. So, what did we learn? The Great Reset is here. Stability as we knew it, well, that's gone. But adaptability, the ability to shift, evolve, to reinvent, that's the one superpower that will never go out of style. And when you embrace your inner chameleon, when you commit to always learning, when you build resilience, you don't just survive change, you'll thrive in it. And the world will keep moving faster. The question is, will you let change control you, or will you master the art of adapting? And if this video helped you see things differently, please do me a favor and hit that like button and share it with a friend who might be stuck in a fear of change. Make sure you subscribe for more strategies on future-proofing your career. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, keep showing the world that your best work is still ahead of you. And I'll see you in the next one.